Everyone has been requesting me to do a Draw My Life, so I guess this would be it. So I was born in Hollywood representing motherfucker. But no, it was an okay place. It was a fine place to grow up. I've spent my whole childhood in Hollywood. My parents weren't born here. They came from Russia. They escaped the war because their house blew up and, you know, all that bad shit. So they came to Los Angeles and they hardly knew anybody here. It was tough for my parents to get around. My mom was here with my newly born baby sister. It was tough for them to pretty much start an entire new life since everything here was new to them. They barely had any money to start off with. My mom had to work pretty much 24 hours of the day, you know, going into work. And she was telling me this story. The first thing she bought was a crib for my sister to sleep in because they had absolutely nothing. Life was rough, but after a while my mom saved up enough money to move into an apartment. It was a very shabby, very tiny place that we moved in when I was 2 years old. And that was where I spent most of my childhood years, from 2 to 8 years old. I remember a lot from my childhood, but the memory that stands out the most was my love for, you know, all Disney and Pixar films, but Toy Story the most. I probably sat around watching Toy Story 1 and 2 on loop, hours within a day, every single day for as long as I could remember. I fell in love with the characters Buzz and Woody, and I remember begging my mom when we went to the Disney store at the mall, and I threw a tantrum in the store for my parents to buy me a Buzz and Woody doll straight from Toy Story 1, you know, the originals. I love them more than I loved myself. I love them more than I loved my friends, and I played with them every day, every hour within a day, as much as I possibly could, running around my house for about 6 years. I remember the first time I even held a camera in my life was my dad's very old VHS, took the little tapes, but I filmed myself with my toys, with Woody, with Buzz, with my stuffed animals, standing in front of the camera, acting out scenes, and I remember I recorded over my dad's home videos that he shot, which he was very upset about, but anyway. My school life was really fun, but I never understood why every other kid talked about going to each other's houses and, you know, playing together, because I never got to do that. Nobody really came to my house since I was a loner but I hung out with friends in school when I could, but no one really came to my house since I was a loner piece of shit, but that didn't bother me one bit because I had my Buzz and Woody to play with, and that was more than enough to keep me company, and I took them everywhere I went. I realized that I made more friends through my sense of humor, and the more I told jokes, the more people laughed, and the more people wanted to become my friend and hang out in school. Then a big day when I was 8 years old, moving day, packing of the bags, I was really sad to leave. I loved where I used to stay, and it was a very cherishable memory. We moved into a very nice house away from Hollywood, which I was very excited for, but little did I know what happened as, you know, everybody's moving boxes around and I was unpacking. I looked in a box where I put all my toys, and I did not see my Woody and Buzz. After I looked everywhere and I couldn't find it, I ran around screaming, kicking the walls, telling my parents that I didn't want to stay here. And after I accepted the fact that I had lost my Woody and Buzz, I cried for hours. I cried more. I kept crying more within the day. It was the worst day of my life I could remember so far. I never felt more alone and more helpless. A couple years went by, and I remember taking my mom's digital cameras and discovering a place called YouTube where you can upload your own homemade videos, blogs. I used to watch Dax Flame back in the day. But in 2006, I filmed myself for the first time and put myself on YouTube talking about life events we all went through. High school came by, and high school years were pretty cool. I started cooking meth because I needed the money. I'm just kidding. And I remember meeting a guy named Evan. He was a fucking retard. He's sitting right next to me. And I was like, dude, I noticed this kid was really funny and had a very similar sense of humor like myself. And that was when we became friends. I don't know why he's Z-Hiling. And as the years went by, we did comedy sketch together, always acting things out, having fun. We were both class clowns doing live improv. And I remember inviting him over to my house so we could film some stuff on YouTube since I already had some videos on my channel. And we both had a huge passion for film and movies since Evan had been acting at a young age already. I took video production, advanced video production, broadcast journalism, and I loved it. Everything about the cameras, the lights, the sounds, the cinematography, the scripts, the blowjobs, the bitches. I'm just kidding. But we started Rob's Rants every every Friday playing on the TVs in every classroom at second period. Evan and I would coordinate a bunch of our friends to come up with funny skits, school-related topics. We had a great time doing sketch comedy just like we did on YouTube. After only a couple of months, everybody started talking about our skits, Rob's rants, and what we do, and we instantly became the popular kids in high school. Hooray for us. But even with the popularity we had, we noticed that the more attention you have, the less you actually want. We started noticing the different characteristics of people who went to our same school. Some were involved in too much drinking, smoking, sex, nudity. We didn't mind the nudity, but we realized we were a lot different from the general crowd, since we didn't hang out with the kids you would refer to as the bad kids. Both Evan and I do not smoke, do not drink, do not do stupid shit, and we realized that our generation of teenagers were becoming very moronic over the period of time, doing things that gave us teenagers a bad rep. Anyway, it was during high school time where I was so excited to buy my movie ticket to Toy Story 3 midnight release. It was the happiest day of my life when I walked in with a couple of my friends to finally watch the third film from my favorite all-time childhood series. As the movie finished, I sat there thinking to myself, Pixar could not have done a better job putting a perfect ending to my childhood. I remember walking out of the theater speechless for hours, astonished at the fact of how they ended my childhood, since I had such a huge attachment. I think more than some people know. Back at home, Evan always came over to my house to do comedy videos, and we were so passionate about doing comedy, filming it, putting it on YouTube, making people laugh. It's something we enjoyed so much together. We loved film. It was our passion. We loved cameras, filming, you know, everything about the movie industry, maybe a bit of pornography, nudity, or cinematography, something like that. I don't remember. But what I enjoyed the most is the feedback I get from my fans. I love my fans. I love hearing what they have to say. I love their reactions to the videos we would post out. And making the rants that I made helped me build a community of people who had the same ideas. And doing the rants that I did, I realized a lot of people with the same ideas and the same hope came together to form this huge community of people who want to make a difference in our society and be the change they wish to see in the world. Gandhi, motherfucker. But I love having this community, I love having these fans, and I've always felt like being a part of this channel is more than just subscribing and watching videos. It's a place where people aren't afraid to show others how they are different. And I think as this generation grew worse, this community of people will always be here. I started these topics through my experiences in life, and I felt like I had positive ideas to send to the world. And I believed people with these positive ideas should come together and build friendships. Through YouTube, I wanted to branch off to the film industry because filmmaking, cinematography, directing, editing, it's a huge passion of mine, and I felt like I was born to do it. But I'm still nothing without my fans, and I really want to say in this video, I love each and every one of you so much for all the support you've given me to make everything I do possible. I have many plans of giving back, and I have many plans that put a foot forward into making our world a better place, one video at a time. Hopefully our community grows and we can take our ideas, hopes, and passions into the next level.